On Bowen Island. It's June 9th, and I came over today single-handed from the Fraser River, where I got the new boat done, new bottom done. And as you can see, there's lots of Canada geese chicks, and I'm feeding them because I bought some low carbohydrate bread, which was just terrible. Anyhow, the harbor is very different now than it was when we were here. It's really got lots of people around. In 2 days is the round Bowen Island race. So I've just got my slip today and tomorrow, and then I have to vacate. And in 3 days, today's June 9th, and June 12th, early morning, I'm going to be leaving with David Clark and heading north. I'll give a picture of my new decks. I don't know if you can see very much here. My new non-skid. Looks just fine. It was more expensive than David Tolman had said, but there seemed to have been a misunderstanding of the estimate. Anyhow, everything's going fine. This morning, Martin from KMG Engine came down and retorqued the head on the engine and reset the valve as per our agreement. And everything's going fine. I hope the next 2 days are clear, and I'll get a little more maintenance done, especially some varnishing, and then we're off. While I'm here at the dock at Bowen, I put up my steadying sail just to fit it to the boat in case I need it. I've never used it in the past, but I'll have it on, and who knows, maybe we'll use it. Anyhow, there's the Canada geese all over there. It looks like each couple had 6 to 10 goslings, so no wonder there's so many around. Okay, time to quit. Well, today's June 23rd, 2004. It's my 39th wedding anniversary. And this is Shoal Bay, British Columbia. This is just the second day out from Vancouver. I left with David Clark at 5 o'clock in the morning yesterday. And we rode for 13 hours with a strong wind behind us and a flood tide, and made something like 90 miles. Went all the way up deep into Desolation Sound, and stopped only an hour and a half away from Gallard Rapids. And this morning we timed the rapids and went through and did both Yakuta Rapid, the Gallard Rapid, and Dent Rapid. And now we're holed up here in Shoal Bay, which is a very beautiful place that I've always liked. And we're going to wait until early afternoon to go through Green Rapids. And there's our faithful little Puffin, and it's second day out of the cruise of 2004 with its new paint job and new engine, and things seem to be going just fine. Yesterday was kind of a dismal day. The wind was pretty strong, the waves were pretty big, but thank goodness they were from astern. So Shoal Bay is a place that I've always liked. I often come in here to wait for the turn of the tide. There used to be a beautiful rambling old hotel sitting right in that grassy spot. This is a government dock, and for the hotel has been open on and off in a marginal way since I've come through 13 years ago, the first time. And 4 years ago, a Scotsman named Alan MacDonald bought it, and a few months after he bought it, it burned down. And now he's built himself a house, and he serves beer from the front porch. He calls that his pub, and he's got a guest house up the hill that he hopes to rent out. That's the old store. Shoal Bay, about 50 or 60 years ago, was a thriving cannery town with over 800 people living here, and now I don't think there's any structures left. I mainly wanted to use this Kodak moment to shoot up into Phillips Arm. It's this beautiful view on a clear day. Today's overcast, but still fairly clear. Juan and I, about 5 years ago, came through here when the place was for sale, and we were joking about buying it because the price was quite low.
Hi, buddy. Scotty.
So I'm videoing you photographing the other things. That's David Clark. David was the owner of the beautiful home that we rented on Bowen Island. And David's probably more familiar with these waters than I am, because when he was a young man, for several summers he worked on a fish packing boat cruising up and down. So knows a lot of local knowledge. You get to relive your youth up here.
I'm just a kid like you are. Isn't that what you said? Be a kid at heart.
That's right. Well, inside we're just what we were when we were.
Inside we're a lot younger.
Yeah, we don't have any control over what happens on the outside.
That's a lot younger than we are outside. That's
right.
For sure.
So this is the view from up where the old hotel used to stand. I always thought this was a perfect piece of real estate, just because you're looking up an arm called Phillips Arm, with had snow-clad mountains at the other end. It's very often not clear, and the clouds are quite low, but when the clouds are high, it's just so pretty. And when you buy this land, of course, the view comes with it, and nobody's going to build anything in front of you. Anyhow, everything's going along just fine. We only have 7 days to make Bella Bella, where I'll meet up with Daniel. And since we went so far yesterday, unless we get delayed to Queen Charlotte Straits, we should be able to make it. So it's the end of the day on June 13th, and we just pulled into Port Neville, and that's the old Port Neville store there. And they're going to have a potluck dessert tonight, so David just mixed up a gingerbread, and we'll share that. But first we'll look and see what their desserts are, and if they're less good, we'll just leave. We're in Mamalilakula. David Clark and we're taking the tour with this native guy who we're paying $10 a piece for. Said we could walk around ourselves, but it's the same $10. I was here last year with Ben. Walked around ourselves. Did he build this?
Yeah.
It's a nice house.
Dave Mountain.
Pardon me?
Dave Mountain and Harry Mountain.
That was the name of your grandpa?
Yeah.
Good name. Well, today's 15th of June, and David Clark and I have begun our crossing of Queen Charlotte Sound, which, because the weather conditions are very nice, we're going to do in 2 bites. We left our anchorage this morning around 6:30. That was in Cullen Bay, and it was very calm, a little overcast. And I was going to go to London Harbor, but it was still flat when we got there, so we're now out in Queen Charlotte Sound, headed for Miles Inlet, which is the place I stayed last year. And you can see pretty much what the sea conditions are. There's just a few knot breeze and a gentle swell out of the northwest, about 1 meter. Not much happening. It's a blue sky. David is driving him up on top. Let's see if I can pan him in. Yeah. Snow-covered peak off in the distance, far, far away. Okay, well, everything's going just fine. We had pancakes for breakfast. Last night I tried to make burritos with deep fried greens and salsa and chopped up vegetables. They're okay, not great. So, although I was worried that we'd be rushed for time, in fact, we're ahead of schedule because of that 13-hour day we put in the first day. after we cross Queen Charlotte Straits. Bella Bella is only 40 or 50 miles away. So as I said, we'll put into Miles Inlet today, and then we'll leave early in the morning tomorrow and make it across the Queen Charlotte Sound into Calvert Island. So today's June 16th, and David Clark and I are up towards the north end of the Queen Charlotte Sound. The weather was so nice that instead of going into Calvert Island, we decided to put into a little bay that was indicated in the cruising guide. It's a nice protected spot, and we're screwing around trying to catch fish or trying to catch crabs or something like that. So there's the new paint job on the boat. Puffin from Huna AK. Probably by the end of the season it'll be all scuffed up, but for now she's looking pretty good for an old girl. So this bay is surrounded by small cedars. There's been logging in here. We can see pilings and cables around. So these are probably all second growth.
For sale, we're going to buy it.
Yeah, there's a for sale sign up for the land around here. This is a second beautiful day that we've had. The sky's nice and blue. The air temperature is about 70 degrees. You can sit in the sun. It's really unusually warm weather for the middle of June for up here. There's the rower. There's Mr. Clark.
There's the roar.
Yeah. Want to say anything for the funniest home videos?
Oh, yeah. I
Well,
just
I
want
fall in the
everybody to
water.
watch as I push you over the edge.
Yeah, that's right. I feel I'm kind of balancing here.
Yeah, well, that'll be kind of fun, all right. It's been a wonderful trip so far, and everything has been perfect.
Yeah, we haven't sunk.
We haven't sunk. We've had good weather, good seas.
David landed about a 2-pound sea cucumber today, and we've got it up there sort of baking in the sun to get the flavor out.
We just wish we had a cookbook for some way to cook this thing.
Well, you know, I told you at Santa Cruz they have this banana slug cookbook.
Yeah.
You can adopt those recipes.
Well, I think that would be wonderful. We'll make our fortune doing that without any trouble at all.
The video in Millbrook Harbor, about 2/3 of the way up Queen Charlotte Sound, and I'm just taking it to show what a typical Canadian evening is like. It's about 9:30 at night. The sun's going down over there behind the trees. The sky kind of lights up with a silver light. Trees turn dark, and the water turns glassy. Kind of a favorite time of day. Dinner's done, dishes are done. Soon we'll be turning in. Canada has sort of a special light for the evening, I think. David's inside trying to compose on the computer. He told me he never had to type in his working life, so doesn't know how to. Always had a secretary who took dictation. That's the private sector. Anyhow, it's, you know, the camera's just panning and giving little pieces, so it doesn't do it a real service. So I guess I'll switch off. Today's June 18th, and I'm in Bella Bella. It's a rip roaring hot day. That's the fuel dock, and as you can see, the locals are all cooling off. I came in here with David Clark as our last stop before Shearwater to get get water and fuel, and I took on fuel, but they say the water isn't good to drink. So I'm going to go over to Shearwater and hope I can get some of that. Anyhow, this is the scene down here. Everybody's having a kind of a good time. We've had phenomenal weather, just phenomenal weather for the last 4 days. I'm rocking around here on the boat at the dock from wakes of passing boats. That's why the camera's wiggling. Boom. Everybody wants to jump higher. One kid was jumping off the top of the sign before. Ta-da-dum, ta-da-dum.
Thank you.
I'll go for a swim. I'll throw you in.
Today's June 20th, and it's the second day that I've been in Shearwater. David Clark left yesterday around 11 in the morning, and I busied myself with boat jobs, mostly varnishing. Erwin Klein and his friend Rob came in yesterday. We had dinner together. So it's now morning, about 7 o'clock, and I saw these two eagles perched in the tree. I thought that was kind of a Kodak moment. So there sits Puffin. It's about 7:30 in the morning, and at 1 o'clock I'm going to leave and cross to Bella Bella to pick up Daniel. I'm just walking down the dock here. So I wonder a little bit if I didn't pretty the boat up too much. Now I have to worry about banging into things and whether or not the paint will peel off, but we'll see how it goes. Well, today is June 20th, and on Father's Day, and Daniel boarded in Bella Bella just after I got my back stitched up because I had something growing on it. And we motored for about 3 hours and came to anchor here in Oliver Cove on Reed Passage. And we had a meatloaf dinner, and there's a very pretty sunset. Today was a beautiful day. There's Daniel, about to put away the oars and put the dinghy away. I've anchored here a number of times. This is where Juan and I struggled with a stuck anchor. There's one other boat here. Nice looking boat, and we had the couple in for hors d'oeuvres and drinks and spent an hour or so with them. So the weather continues to be absolutely fantastic. It can't last. I've never seen weather in June like this. Right now it's about, let's see, it's 20 to 10 at night, and I'd say the temperature is like 70 degrees out. We're in short sleeves, and everything's going fine. So hopefully it will continue. Tomorrow we'll be going out that way where there's a bit of a rapid, and then we'll go north. Signing off. Today's June 22nd, and I'm anchored with Daniel in beautiful Kutsi Inlet. The gorgeous weather of the last few days has been continuing. Temperatures are in the high 70s, low 80s. Some strong winds, but not much. There's the really nice waterfall here. These are very, very high. The cataract goes up the mountain. The top of the mountain is up at almost a mile. There's been a couple of shrimp boats working in here, and we spoke to one of them to see if we could get some shrimp. And they said later on they'll be coming in here to anchor, and we could buy some from them or they'll give us some. We'll wait and see. The only trouble with this inlet is the water's very, very deep until you come up to this far end where the Cootsie River comes in, right over there, and then the bottom suddenly shoals. So in about 3 or 4 boat lengths it goes from about 100 feet up to 0. So we kind of anchored right on the face of the mud. But if the wind comes down off the ice fields, then we'll probably be blown off the shoal and have to leave. It was very calm when we came in here, and we were bothered a lot by these horse flies that take a big chunk out of you. But a little breeze came up 20 minutes ago, and now they seem to be at bay. Daniel caught a fish as we came in here. He's the highliner, little rockfish. He got it because we're going to use it for crab bait. Last year when I was in here, the crabbing was fantastic towards the end of the summer. And we decided to use the head for crab, but eat the body for lunch, and we did that. You have anything to say, Daniel?
Where are we? Cootsie?
Cootsie.
We're in a beautiful Cootsie Cove, Inlet?
Inlet. Inlet.
Avenue? Cootsie Inlet. It's been 5 days of beautiful weather. Spending quality time with my father, Richard Irwin. No? Just thank you. Gotta get back to work.
Okay. So this is the end of the day at Cootsie Inlet. And you can see the snow with kind of a pinkish cast from the sunset. There's a shrimp boat over there and the big waterfall. We got shrimp cooking on the stove and crab. Daniel's not feeling perfectly, but hopefully he'll be better tomorrow.
Sweater. It's warm in here. Oh my God, always. Yeah. This one is a zipper. Oh, I shouldn't have bought everything black. You can't tell what you
Rose likes pictures of what goes on the boat here.
Oh.
You can just go ahead about your business here.
Oh, okay.
Where do you put your shoes? In the locker?
I think they're right there. I didn't put them anywhere yet because I'm still very confused. Oh, in fact, I lost my boots. I thought I just set them.
I just put them away.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. Otherwise, I'd need the notes to tell me what we just did. Okay, so the long underwear's in there. The little underwear's in there. Probably this would go. Oh no, the toilet kit you said goes somewhere in the bathroom.
Yeah, well, there's room for it in the head, and
so
or you can keep it there. I think you'll find the fewer times you have to lift a cushion to get your stuff, the more comfortable you'll be.
Well, if I'm going to read books...
There's some bookshelves out here.
Yes, the books don't... I brought a really boring book, hoping that I would read it while I was here, because I haven't read it at home, and I've had it for 6 months.
What is it?
A Spiritual Path to Higher Creativity, The Artist's Way.
Huh.
Don't know why I bought that. I'll probably read the murder mysteries, and that'll content me.
Well, I have a few books up here if you wish. Let's see, I should record in here that today is June 27th, and this is Sarah and Rich, who just boarded this morning. Daniel left after a pleasant week, in which he did a lot of hard work to make a new bag to carry his computer. And it's raining out right now. Temperature's about 60 or 58, pretty wet day. And we've made a lunch stop And we had several crabs in the crab trap this morning. They've been cooked, and that's what our lunch will be.
And what did your son have for dinner last night? He had chowder and onion rings.
Yep.
An interesting combination.
Here's the inside. Puffing again. Everything's okay, but the carpet's getting a little old. Hopefully Juan will bring me up a new anchor windlass on Saturday when he arrives in Ketchikan, and I'll swap windlasses and be on my way again. So there's David and Evie out in their inflatable. They were just over for a tour of Puffin, and we're going to go over there later tonight for some potluck dinner.
Ahoy, matey! Hi! I always wanted to see that.
Engine running.
At least you're not going to run out of gas.
No, we won't run out of gas. Maybe some air, but...
I'll throw you a can of beans.
They come on the ferry in the ferry schedule. And we look out, and I said, is that a folk boat sailing in here? Well, by God, it's the champagne. he had 3 cases of champagne. It was all chilled on the ice and everything. But he's got a berth in Sausalito, and he got stuck in the mud. And he was really embarrassed because he said he's had the berth for 10 years and he should know better. And so he couldn't get out for 3 hours, and he finally sailed over, dropped it off, and sailed back. So we thought, well, we might as well keep some of this.
Might use
We
the
learned
rag.
a lot of work, so we brought it up here for Ava's birthday.
It's nice, thank you.
So it's a champagne with a story.
Thank you for getting stuck in the mud. Otherwise, it would be champagne.
Crappy hands like me should. Who's got strong hands?
Rich is trying it.
But it's usually good to
But
have
he's groaning. He's turning pink.
The
But he got it done. All right.
We'll make this one go away because
Yeah, you want to do it just when I just got ready to go. He's going to take it and go, kid. Fine. Oh, actually, it doesn't look like it's good.
So Sarah, what was the time-honored method?
Well, the time-honored method that I use is I set the bottle down on a good surface, so when the cork blows, I grab it, and if anything fuzzes out,
Go ahead and open this table.
doesn't do
Yeah,
the
we might
flying
as well.
cork hitting somebody in the eye routine, which makes it a
We're
little
great.
bit. But obviously,
Today's
the
July
champagne
3rd,
I was
and
opening.
we're celebrating
Well, I was
Ava's
much younger
birthday,
too.
which is
Ah,
tomorrow.
that's a
I
strong.
was about
Sitting on
20,
Zambezi
23 years old. My sister was getting
Ketchikan
married
Yacht Club
and opened
Harbor.
about 60
That's
bottles.
Evie.
And I just got this
Ava,
thing going. You just put the
Sarah,
rag on the top and set
I
it on the
met her
counter.
when Klein
This is good
was over
stuff
there.
too.
Well,
This
where's
turns
her
out
one? There's her one. I saw him downtown.
It's not too
And
much.
Juan and David.
Which no, I mean this guy lives in that.
Last birthday, I got one from my friend that said, well, you're looking younger every year, but and then said, you open it and said, well, my eyes aren't what they used to be.
That's a good one.
I got a nice one, actually, and I had a friend in Portugal, and we looked a bit alike, so I always said if we are hermanos, brothers. And one guy, he asked whether my friend was my father. So my friend claimed he was drunk, and that's true, but my friend is 2 years younger than I am. And he said, well, I'm a father. Yeah.
I can say
Happy birthday to you. So today's July 5th, and I'm with Juan and Ava. We left Ketchikan yesterday afternoon and began our trip into Misty Fjords. And for those of you who have seen previous films, you know that's the new Eddystone Rock, new Eddystone Island. Very odd geological feature right in the middle of the Beam Canal, 300 or 400 feet high. Misty Fjords is definitely living up to its name today. Very misty, but very flat. So last night we stayed in Avila Anchorage, same place I stayed with Melissa last year. And about 2 in the morning it got very rolly. There was no wind, but just some kind of swell coming in, and the boat would rock back and forth. Juan was sleeping on the top bunk. He had to get off and sleep on the floor. So we didn't get a good night's sleep. So the plan is to go up into Ridyard Bay and go to the North Arm tonight, and hopefully stay at the seaplane float, and then tomorrow go down into Punch Bowl. Today's July 6th, and Ava Wan and I are going up the north branch of the North Fork of Ridyard Inlet. It rained much of last night. It wasn't particularly cold. We stayed at the float. Had a nice salmon bake for dinner. And now we're going a little exploring. And then later on we plan to go over to Punch Bowl. There's one of the many tall cascades that come down here. Further views in Ridyard Inlet. There are waterfalls wherever we look, some big, some small. It's raining lightly, and the rain must be feeding all of them. And here's this massive granite mountain, nothing growing up there. Challenge for a mountain climber. Beautiful. We seem to have Ridyard Inlet all to ourselves so far, except for the float planes, of which there are many, coming off the cruise ships in Ketchikan. We're heading now towards the south arm, the so-called Punch Bowl, where we will spend the night. So we're now entering Walker Inlet. That's the next inlet in Mr. Fjords, north of Woodward. We spent the evening in Punch Bowl anchorage tied to the buoy. And it rained all yesterday afternoon, so we stayed in board, which was a little boring. But we did okay, and it was very flat, calm all night. We woke this morning, and it's no longer raining, but as you can see, the mist of the Misty Fjords is living up to its name. Videos and pictures really don't do justice to this place, because you can only pan around, but your eye, of course, has a very wide field of vision and sees it all at once. I was in here last year with Melissa Broadman. Fortunately, that there was no mist in Misty Fjords then, and so we could see all the tops of the mountains. It was This morning we had our crab omelet, eating the crabs that we pulled out of the trap yesterday morning from the North Arm of Bridget Inlet. We had crab for dinner last night. I could catch a salmon, but I'm not going to because I'm tired of salmon. And maybe the plan is we're just coming in here maybe for a lunch stop, and then I'm going to head on up another 10 or 15 miles to Fitzgibbon Inlet and spend the night there. Then it's about another 35 miles to Loring and another 25 miles into Ketchikan. So Juan and Ava are able to amuse themselves even when it's raining. Ava does crossword puzzles where the two of them play cards and seem to enjoy that. That's very nice to see. So I suppose you're getting tired of the scenery. Let's see what else we have. So there's Ava and Juan up on the flying bridge looking out. Ava with my binoculars. Juan up there. There's my new deck. Seems to be holding up okay. And there's my new anchor windlass, which we installed in Ketchikan when the first one burned out. Forgetting that that is the enemy of good. I haven't even used this to put down the anchor yet, because 2 nights ago we tied to, let's see, the first night out here we tied to a buoy, then a float, and then a buoy last night. But there's no buoy up here, as I recall, and so I'll probably put down the anchor for the first time and see if it works. There's one of the dozens and dozens of waterfalls that we see as we go along. That's one thing the rain did, is generated all these waterfalls. You can't tell from the video, but that's a good deal higher than Yosemite Falls, although it's not all in one drop. As I pan around, all the white streaks are waterfalls, so we have to zoom in to see them. Nothing on the clouds. They're not really small, but we're rather far away from them. We're probably 3/4 of a mile away from that guy. There's I guess a seal swimming across the path. No, it's a water bird. Haven't seen any whales this week. There's no way from the video of this of judging the height. I would guess the top of that waterfall is about 500 feet up from the water's edge. You kind of judge that the trees are probably about 100 feet tall at some gate. This must have all been carved out by glaciers, or else the earth just cracked apart. So this is our lunch stop in Walker Cove. We just dropped the hook and we're going to have soup and rice. Gorgeous spot. There's a meadow off to our right. I thought I saw 2 bears in there, but they turned out to be just stumps. So we're at our lunch stop, and we saw this bear come down to have his lunch. He's trying to moon us.
Mágico seria apenas. the little one.
We're coming out of the inlet at the top end of Misty Fjord, and we set our trap overnight. And crabbing is really exceptional here. There was about 20 in here. But since we had a lot of crab for dinner last night, we're just going to keep 3, cook them up, and make a crab salad for lunch.
Kiss him. Give a kiss.
Come on, baby.
Come on. You're small. You're small.
You want
Oh,
to
you got stuck in
you want to pose with the crab?
your... Yeah. Okay. I'll throw you out if it's nice. Come on.
Give a kiss to her, and then take a picture.
There you go. Ta-da!
Let me take your picture with my camera.
Ow!
So we've just left Fitzgibbon Cove, which had this outstanding crabbing. And we're heading up around the top of the Beam Canal. The water's just like glass. You can see the reflection of the mountains and the sea. Very pretty. And we kept just 3 of those crabs that you saw a few moments ago, and we're gonna cook them up and clean them and have them for lunch. We just left Irwin Klein and Walter Hardy behind in Fitzgibbon Cove. They had caught a lot of crabs, everybody did. And we also spent some time last night on the victory tug called Renegade with a couple from San Diego. They were the people that I tried to help in Foggy Bay when their motor wouldn't start. So this is the view from the bow at Main Sea. Amazing reflection. I'm going to try not to catch any fish today so we can keep this tonight. Getting tired of seafood. Juan and Ava are doing fine, enjoying the experience. They love the scenery in Misty Fjord, and Ava especially loves the crabs. Well, it's July 9th, and it's the end of the week of the Spampanados, and we're just returning to Ketchikan, and we're circumnavigating the village of Iloala and there in Misty Fjord. You can see there's one big creek just here, 3 more over there, and there's one coming in behind us. Over to the Ketchikan probably everything went fine. I'm in the Ketchikan Marina, and this is one of the sort of Misty Fjord tourist boats that comes in here behind me, and the attraction is that there's a lot of big salmon that are milling around back here, and they keep jumping. Probably won't be able to see one jump because they're always just out of there they go, there's one. They're just out of view. They jump around all the time, and people try and catch them. The most successful ones are some kids who troll up and down in a little green skiff with a motorboat. That's the Federal Building. It's my landmark for finding my way back to the marina. And this is the view from the Ketchikan Yacht Club. Here's the dock itself. There's a collection of small stores. That's the bridge people fish over, and that's Creek Street up there. That's the tourist street that has little gift shops. It's the old red light district. You can hear my heater going in the background. That's that roaring sound. There's one of the cruise ships that's already in, and that's where they do a logging exhibition. I'm in Ketchikan for about 4 days, waiting for Steve Blumenkrantz and Marcos Henken to come in. I thought Rose was going to surprise me with a visit, but she decided not to. Too bad for her. She's taken Ben up to camp. Oop. There were just 4 or 5 river otters on the dock here at the Ketchikan Yacht Club. This is my last evening here. Steve Blumenkrantz and Marcos Henken have just joined me.
They are funny.
There's been 3 or 4 days of gorgeous weather. It's been a little boring here at the yacht club. I've been doing boat jobs. So tomorrow we'll cast off and get back to doing things that I like to do. Oh yeah.
Yeah. They were funny, the way they climbed up.
That's
and
Marcos.
playing
This is his
and rubbing
40th
each other and
birthday.
rubbing against each other. Like they must get out of the water and they like have some
Preen and
they're itching and they rub and it's like it's warm or whatever. Oh, look at this is so much fun.
Well, Steve Blumenkrantz and Marcos Henken have just joined the crew, and we're leaving Ketchikan on the morning of July 15th. It's a beautiful morning with blue sky. We've had this weather for the last 4 days, and hopefully it will continue. Although it's nice to have some variety. We're headed up towards Myers Chuck, and today's July 16th, and we're in Vixen Harbor. That's Marcos Henken. Last night we spent in Meyerchuck. It was a beautiful warm day. Nice breeze came up in the afternoon, but it kept growing and growing and growing, and before you knew it, it was really blowing at night. But it was relatively warm. Marcos decided to sleep up on the flying bridge. Then in the middle of the night it started to rain, and I thought, oh well, he must have come in. And then I checked with a flashlight, and he hadn't. So he was out there about 2 hours in the rain, and then he finally came in. So Vixen Harbor's a real pretty little secure place, except you have to make a passage through a reef that's really quite narrow and shallow. On the way here from Myers Chuck, we stopped in Union Bay, and Steve Blumenkrantz thought you could catch crabs with your hands. We all told him you couldn't. Is that right, Steve?
yeah, right.
So after we failed at that, we had set the crab pot for about an hour, and we pulled it up, and there was about 20 slightly smallish crabs. So we kept the 2 biggest ones. And because we believe in diversity, we did not do the male-only thing, but included females in our collection.
Be careful what you say, that may be held against you.
That's true. Steve, do you have any comments for the video camera?
Well, I'm debating whether to go for a swim. It's heating up here so much. I've never been to Alaska when there's been these many days in a row that have been this hot. It must be 80 degrees sitting out here, close to it.
It's global warming.
But I'm older, and I don't know if I could take the shock of jumping in the cold water.
I could let you in slowly with the block and tackle,
Yeah,
or down off the boom.
I could lower the ladder maybe and take it one rung at a time.
Well, you can sit on the side of the inflatable and dangle your feet for a long time.
Yeah,
and then
that's
slip
at
in.
this point, that's what I need to do.
But I don't know. Don't you think, like with getting into the water and taking off Band-Aids, it's better to just pull it right off?
Not at this stage in life.
Or you think your heart will go
Yeah,
chunk?
Exactly.
No, maybe you're right.
Or you're talking about your friend who went swimming in India and never made it out?
Oh, holy! Well, he had a heart attack. That was warm water. So tonight for dinner, we've already cooked up the 6 little crabs, and we've got some brownies, and maybe we'll have some stovetop. Should have a good dinner.
You have a birthday candle for Marcos?
No,
No?
I don't. I have a candle, but his birthday was July 4th.
Well, this is his birthday trip.
Well, that's a good idea. Should we put it on one brownie square?
Yeah.
Oh, I could do that. I do. I have not a birthday
Good.
candle. I've got a Shabbos candle.
Oh, okay, that's
So-
even better.
It's 3/4 of an inch across. We could bore a hole in the
Better
brownie.
put 2 brownies together.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
What part?
Salty.
Oh,
It's salty.
Oh, he is going to record it.
yeah. Gonna record all this sucking sounds here.
Eating fresh crab in Vixen Bay. A video sound piece by Packard, Hankin, and Blumenkrantz. Okay.
You didn't make your Louis sauce with the Miracle Whip.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
It was just too good to even do that. You know, why contaminate such fresh, wonderful stuff with anything unnecessary?
I like this tip of the claw idea.
Yeah.
You don't need.
Well, those claws are designed to do exactly that.
That's right.
Do you know?
So there must be a God.
That's right. But you notice that Steve won't use it. He keeps using the fork.
Yeah, I never was raised that way.
You don't want to eat like a crab.
If I don't have a little crab fork, I just assume just suck it right out of the shell. I don't find these little things that effective for getting the meat.
This is Vixen Harbor.
The real question is, do you even bother with these when you have so much crab?
We're at Anna Bay Bear Preserve. I'm standing on the. Sorry about the noise of the airplane. I'm standing on the float that has a sign that says for cabin permit holders only, so we're not supposed to be here. And we just dinghied into the shore, and the ranger announced that starting just 2 weeks ago, you need a permit to come into Annan Bay. And there's only 60 permits a day, and we didn't have one, and it's $10 a head to come in. So we came back to Puffin, and we're on the float here. And I guess the Forest Service felt bad for us, so they sent one of the bears down to shore to say hello. We're about 150 yards away. It could be that this bear needs a permit, and he wasn't allowed in. Anyhow, it's Annan Bay for 2004. This morning the weather was gorgeous, and we gorged ourselves on a crab omelet, and now it's turned kind of hot and muggy, so there's some kind of change in the weather coming. Maybe we'll have lunch here and then push off and try and find anchorage for the night.
That's a black bear.
Yep.
Oh, he's eating the grass. Oh, he's gonna go for a little swim.
A little swim.
Steve, I hate to say it, he's coming our way, Steve. He's coming.
He's laying down in the water and eating.
So today's July 18th, and we've just caught 23-pound king salmon. It was a group effort, and just to show the size of that. Well, okay, you want to?
What? You want to put next to?
Huh?
What do you know? It's pretty slippery.
Yeah, compare that to Steve's head.
Yeah. I don't have a big head like some of us here.
Yeah, okay. So now Steve's gonna bleed it by cutting its gills and squirting the blood all over Marcos.
So what's the point of bleeding it? I know you bleed a shark because they don't have a...
It's taste.
But these guys do have... The blood doesn't go into the meat with these guys.
Well, all the books say to bleed it immediately.
Do I need to cut both sides?
I don't know. I just chop away in there as much as I can.
That's one side pretty well.
He took about 40 minutes to bring into the boat. And all we wanted was some crab bait. Have you caught salmon before?
No, never.
Now
I
you
haven't caught anything.
Now you have the urge to kill.
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't know how I'll do it in Boston.
That's the thing about serial killers, you know. Once they get a taste of it.
I tell ya.
Okay.
Oy vey.
Alright, wait, I need a dry rag.
All right.
Alright.
Can you get by here?
Okay.
So we got Dawn and Holly here doing boat work. This is
This is terrible. He's cracking the whip.
Where's my beer?
middle of August 2004, and I would have taken more pictures, but I ran out of batteries. So we're running on a hot wire here.
There you go. Well, to Nova Scotia, the sea, land, coast, left your mountains dark and drear I'll be. For when I'm far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh and a wish for me? Farewell to Nova Scotia, the sea, land, coast, left your mountains dark and drear I be. For when I'm far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh and a wish for me? I have 3 brothers. When they are abreast, their arms are folded on their chest. Well, of course they are sailors, just like me, must be tossed and driven on the dark blue sea. Farewell to Nova Scotia, the sea, land, coast, left your mountains dark and drear I'll be. For when I'm far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh and a wish for me? For when I'm far away, will you ever heave a sigh and a wish for me?
Very good. Very good. Well, let's see, Holly, why don't you tell about catching your 33-pound halibut?
I caught a halibut.
Or 25-pound, whatever it was.
It took me 16 and a half minutes. It was almost as big as Dawn. It was crazy. I pulled it in and we had supper for many days and many nights.
We beat it to death with a club.
Richard beat it to death with a club. It was...
I was the murderer.
With
It was
murderous
terrible.
intent.
My goodness. And then we made Dawn cook it up for dinner.
There you have it. There
And
you
how
have
about Dawn's coho there the other day?
Oh, I caught a big old coho. Yes, I did. We made salmon burgers out of it. It was very tasty.
Among other things.
Yeah, yeah. It was my first salmon that I ever caught. And probably like my 3rd fish ever. So
It was exactly her 3rd fish. Fortunately, last summer I taught her how to clean a fish up at a mountain lake in Colorado.
That's true. That's true.
Well, it's a lot easier to clean them when they're big.
I agree.
You can
I
just,
agree.
you can,
I didn't get the guts everywhere this
yeah,
time.
when you can waste half of it and you still have plenty to eat.
There you
Exactly.
go. And we had crab. We had a bunch of big old crabs.
Oh, yeah.
We did a halibut crab trade.
Down there
In
in
Rogersville, Alaska.
Rogersville, Alaska, that's right.
Security Bay.
Population 4.
Yep. If you know of any nice ladies, you know, for Katie or Rick.
You know, do you think they could learn to share?
Yeah, I think they could.
They
There's
seem like a
sort of
sharing
communal
family.
thing going
Get
on
just
there.
one lady up there who's bi, and
There you
yeah,
go.
they could
Exactly.
Got the
both be
whole
happy.
problem
One lady
taken
up
care
there
of.
who's open to experimentation and worldly experiences. You never know what might
It's the
happen.
boonies. Anything can happen.
So we're sitting here in beautiful Teneke Springs. It's a gorgeous, warm day, and I was just going to stay in here for about a half a day, but Brooke, on the boat Journeyman, told us that tonight is the social event of the season. There's something they call the Mardi Gras dinner, so we're invited to partake in that. So we're going to hang out here and.
Holly, drag up the net. Show them what we've prepared
Oh, yeah.
for the Mardi Gras.
Hey, wait, Roseanne, look what we caught.
Yeah.
Look what we got
Th-
caught
this-
here in
This is
Teneke
great.
Springs.
This is a special kind of lure we used for this.
Yes.
This is like Colorado fishing right here. Oh, it's a big one.
There we go.
Well, you can't just go eat people's etouffee without, you know.
That's right.
It's Mardi Gras tonight.
That's
Here,
right.
Teneke Springs style.
Right.
It's the Colorado contribution.
There you go. From Hot Sulphur Springs to Teneke Springs, our gift to you.
So tomorrow morning we're going to push off and head north, and we should be in Hoona maybe by the end of the day, or else by the next morning. Okay, that's the end of the video. That on there.
Hi, Aunt Rose. How's it going?
You could tell her what a mean guy I am and why she should stay away.
He is. He's a
better
slave
toast her.
driver of a captain. He's what they called a hard horse back in the old days.
That's
Yeah.
right. Just a regular.
Fortunately, he doesn't look like one.
We've taken to calling him Bly.
Exactly, exactly. A regular Captain Bligh. I've had some close mutinies, but
Yeah.
since I wouldn't let people take the dinghy, they couldn't mutiny. The cruise of 2004 is about to come to an end. I haven't taken very much video because the main battery burned out, and nobody brought me up a new battery. I'm just running on the small battery. So this is the last day, and that's Cannery Point ahead, and Hoona's just off to the left. We've just had a beautiful passage from Teneke Springs, a little over 40 miles, and clear skies, warm weather. Dawn and Holly are still with me. So the plan is to go into Hoona, refuel, change the oil, put Pup in the bed for another year. So ends another adventure for Richard Dalaska, intrepid Jewish explorer. Okay, well, those are the hills around Hoona. That's it. Actually, that's not it. I just wanted to show how nice the boat looks. Those are my new decks and the new paint job. As you saw in the video a few minutes ago, Don and Holly just washing off the inside of the hull. So everything's looking jake. The only thing that is not fixed at this point is the furnace. And I'm having some trouble with my anchor windlass, but we'll see how that works out. Anyhow, that's fucking stuff.